The first thing Rudo noticed was the silence. When Tapiwa left for South Africa, that empty space next to her meant something. It meant he was doing this for all of them, for the family, for a better future. But years had changed things. The same space that once felt like sacrifice now just felt like absence. Every morning before sunrise, she would wake up, make breakfast, get the children ready for school, and live a life that was supposed to be shared, except it was not. Somewhere along the way, she stopped expecting him to come through the door. At first, Tapiwa called every day. He wanted to know everything, the children's jokes, what happened in the village, what Rudo was doing, everything. These calls made the distance feel small. Then work got busier. The calls got shorter. A few minutes turned into a few seconds. Sometimes he did not even call at all. One evening, Rudo waited for his call. She waited until midnight. When he finally picked up, she could hear it in his voice right away.
Yes, I'm here. What is it?
I just wanted to hear your voice. Are you okay?
Something had changed. I'm so tired, he said. She did not need him to say anything else. She already understood. Because women know when a man's mind is somewhere far away. The children were young enough to believe their father would come home. Every time they heard a car on the road, their eyes went to the gate. Every holiday, they waited. Every month, they hoped. But one afternoon, the youngest asked his mother a simple question. Mama, when is Baba coming? Rudo knelt down and told him what she always told him. Soon, your father is working very hard for us. She saw it happen in that moment. The light in his eyes changed. He stopped believing her. You see, children are honest about things they no longer hope for. The money Tapiwa sent came late. Then it came smaller. Then it came late and small. Rudo stopped waiting for it and started working instead. She would wake before the sun and go to the market, carry heavy bags, count her coins carefully. Now, everything mattered because everything had to matter. She was carrying things a husband should have carried. At that moment, the village women started to notice her. They came to her with their own problems. They borrowed money from her. They asked her advice about their children, their businesses, and their lives. Without planning it, Rudo became someone people came to when things fell apart. Tapiwa sat alone in his apartment in Joburg one night. The city outside was loud with life. His room was quiet. He opened his phone and looked at old pictures. Rudo smiling, the children when they were smaller, his family from a long time ago. For a moment, he remembered why he had come. All the promises he made, all the plans they talked about. His hand moved to call her. Then he stopped. He always knew what she would ask him, and he did not have a good answer to give. While Rudo was becoming stronger, more sure of herself, Tapiwa was becoming comfortable with his life far away. In Joburg, his family was becoming something that existed in his phone, in memories, in promises he meant to keep. In the meantime, Rudo was building something he did not know about, a small business selling things from home. It was not much money, but it was hers. She made the choices and she took the risks. They were becoming different people. The distance between them was doing that. Rudo called him. She did not want to fight. She just wanted to hear his voice and know he was alive. The conversation was very short. Before she hung up, she asked one thing. "When are you coming home?" The silence on the line was heavy. Then he said the words she had been dreading. "I don't know, Rudo. I don't know." He was finally being honest. She was finally hearing the truth. Maybe this was better than the lie. Or maybe this was worse. All the same, time kept moving. The children got older. They stopped asking every day when their father would come. They did not stop loving him. They just learned not to wait for things that might never happen.
Tinokudza chikoro chedu. Tinokudza mhuri yedu.
Rudo watched them grow. She taught her daughter how to negotiate prices at the market. She taught her son to look after his younger sister. She taught them how to be strong. And she understood something that broke her heart a little bit. Her husband was missing the moments that were making his children who they were.
Look at you both. You have grown so much. We have made it through all of these years. I only wish your father was here to see you now.
These moments would never come back. He would never have them again. Somewhere in Joburg, Tapiwa was offered a promotion, better money, a real chance to build something in South Africa. Everything he said he left his family for was finally happening. He sat in his room, holding his phone, looking at a photo of his daughter that Rudo had sent him months ago. This daughter did not remember his voice. She might not even recognize his face. He had become the kind of man who makes money instead of memories. He had made the choice, not once. Every single day, he chose it again. One evening, Rudo sat outside their home and watched the sun go down. This was the same road where she had watched her husband leave. The same road where she believed he would come back. She was looking at her children playing. Then she looked back at the road. For the first time in all these years, she was wondering something different. She wondered if the man who left was the same man who would eventually come.